There is a very specific reason why only 1% of realtors will never run out of clients, and it may not be what you're thinking. It has nothing to do with skill, nothing to do with how many homes you've sold in the past, nothing to do with how locally famous you are. No, none of that. So I'm going to let you in on why exactly this 1% understands what they do, how they do, and how you can too. So let me just get straight into it. All right, let me just preface this by saying your brand is literally the biggest investment that you will ever make in terms of lead generation. I'm talking about bigger than anything you may be thinking of, any cold calling, any amount of cold calling you may do, way bigger than that. Any amount of handing out business cards or flyers or door knocking, whatever the case may be, whatever you're thinking of is literally referrals, literally 10 times, 20 times as bigger of an investment as those things. And I'm about to tell you why, right? For one, all those things I just named, listed off, those can literally come from, they can stem from social media itself. And it can be a better version just because it came off of social media. Let me explain. Cold calling, for example, right? If you think you are going to cold call your way to a much higher success rate, wherever you want to get to, even if it's 2% better or 110% better, wherever you want to get to, if you think you can cold call your way to that better and bigger than you can with social media, let me explain something to you. You will have a higher failure rate with cold calling that much than you will with using social media in hopes that it will lead to calls, which it will if you do it right. It always does. Because here's what happens before that call even happens, right? Those people on social media, unlike a regular cold call, those people on social media are watching you. They're watching you over and over, sometimes hours on end, depending on the platform, depending on how many months they're looking ahead. They're watching you so much. They're getting to know you through a screen. We're talking through a screen. They're getting to know you. They're getting to like you. They're getting to trust you. And before you even hop on that first call with them, they already feel like they know you. They already feel like you're their friend, somebody who can help them. Like it's insane if we really think about it. You can literally get through to somebody and get them to like you before point of first contact. Imagine a world where before you even contact somebody or before somebody even contacts you, they already like you. They already trust you to be able to do the job and get them what they want. That's an insane idea. I don't think we think about that too much, but it's literally insane. And that's just for cold calling. You want to talk about business cards. You want to talk about handing out flowers, door knocking, referrals. Man, you want to talk about that. That literally multiplies in so many realms, right? It multiplies like crazy if those things come from social media, because here's what happens. You can literally reach a bigger amount of people, way bigger, and at a way faster rate on social media than you can with any of these things, just because you're able to reach more people just like that. One video, all it takes is one video to reach 1,000 people in less than one day. Can you cold call 1,000 people in one day? Maybe, I'm not sure, but why? Why do it? Can you get 1,000 referrals in one day? Referrals, in this case, being shares. People are sharing your content. People are sharing you. They have friends that are looking for homes and they say, hey, this girl seems cool. Let me send them over to you. Easy. It's at a press of a button nowadays. And I don't think people really understand that until I say it out loud, how you can easily reach 1,000 people just like that. And guess what? You can do it over and over. You can do it 1,000 times over if you really wanted to. That's the crazy part. There is no limit on posting. And on top of that, it's free. I always talk about the lottery ticket method here. You can literally punch in as many lottery tickets as you possibly can or want and get so much from it just because it's free and you can do it however much you want. You can make a 1,000 social media posts and they can all reach 1,000 views. 1, 2, maybe even 5 may pop off and hit 1,000,000 views and hit so many people. It's literally the biggest investment that one can make. Your brand is the biggest investment that you can make, especially in 2026 and beyond. This is crazy. This is crazy, guys. I'm about to let you in on something. How many people are actually on the internet? I believe it's 70% of people are internet users. Globally, we're not just talking about locally. Globally, 70% of users are on the internet. 70% of the world, of the population, is on the internet. And I believe it would be much higher if there weren't babies and kids, right? Here's the crazy part. About 94% of internet users use social media. They're on social media. So I'm basically saying is the world is on social media. Everybody is on social media at some point. Screen time has literally shot through the roof. So what I'm getting at is you have to meet people where they are. They're not always going to be in the same place at one time. If you want to do open houses until the day you die, sure, go ahead. But they're not all going to show up at that one place at the same time always. You literally have to be forever present if you want that. And even then, you're not going to reach the level that you may want to reach. But when it comes to social media, you can literally reach as many people as you want, as many people as you can, because that's where everybody is. The whole idea is to make this a little bit easier on you so you can do your job a little bit better. Like that's the whole idea. So what is the easiest way possible? Not saying it's easy, but it's very simple. The idea of it is very simple, right? What is the simplest idea to get to that point? Well, meet everybody where they are, and where everybody is guaranteed is on social media. So you might as well just go there and find a way to show your face in front of them over and over again. Pop up on their feed as much as you humanly and possibly can. That should be the goal. So the reason the 1% understands this, understands why social media is the biggest investment and why they will ultimately never run out of clients, is because they understand how leverage works. They understand how leverage within their business, within their time, within their health, both physical and mental. They understand how leverage works and they use it to their advantage. Social media is what we call evergreen. Like, especially depending on the platform, you can post something today. It may not get any views or get any leads from it today, but it can literally happen at any point. It can happen next week. It can happen next month. It can happen next year. You just never know with social media. It's evergreen. So when you post, it's on the platform, like it's there. And eventually, if the algorithm wants to push it out, it will. Like it will find your people that you are looking for, that you're trying to target. It will, if it's a good enough video. So I want you to just imagine for a second, again, bringing it back to the volume, bringing it back to the repetitiveness of everything. If you were to post 100 posts over the next 100 days, and let's say they don't do so well right now, but let's say in 280 days, a couple of them start popping off. Guess what happens? People start visiting your page saying, "Ooh, I want to see what more they have to offer." Because you can definitely get 2 million views on a video and it doesn't reach the right audience and it doesn't do anything for your business. Happens all the time, right? But all it takes is one video for it to reach the right audience. And that's all you need, the right audience to see your video. And from there, I promise everything just takes off. And this is not just with real estate specifically speaking. No, I'm speaking, this is with everything, with every type of business. All it takes is one, but especially for real estate agents, since there's just so many out there right now doing the exact same thing, like so many. All it takes is one. So what I'm saying is if you post today, if you post tomorrow, don't be, discouraged if it doesn't work today or tomorrow, even within the next couple months, because anything can happen. Anything can happen, and that's all it takes, And with that being said, once you work it, and it being the videos, the consistency of your posting schedule, how much are you putting into this? How good are you getting? How much are you improving? Once you work that, then it will literally start to work for you. At that point, you can get away with, instead of posting every single day, twice a day, you can get away with posting just once a day. And after that, once you start to see it take off even more, you can get away with posting a couple times a week. But you have to, at the beginning especially, you have to understand that you need to work it before it starts to work for you. And it will eventually, if you start to understand the algorithm, how good content works, those types of things, it will eventually work for you. And I'm talking about at a crazy amount. One of my pages that had nothing to do with real estate at one point, it was pretty much dead, right? Now get this, on this page, I have a lot of followers. I'm talking about 200 something thousand followers, but the page itself was kind of dead. And I posted a video in, let's say, February, expecting this video to just be dead, just like all my other videos at the time. Guess what happens like a month or two later? It pops off. It pops off out of nowhere. And just because of that, not only did the page become alive, but I got way more business in that business than I had in months, literally months, just from one video. And I'm up here thinking that this video is just going to be just like the rest. My page is going to continue to just kind of be afloat, right? But no, all it took is that one video. And from that, I just had to post a couple more here and there. Like that is the definition of if you work it so much at the beginning. If you literally put so much volume into this in a simple way, I'm not telling you to go all out. I'm not telling you to be like the highest graded editor in your city. No, it doesn't take any of that, and especially not anymore. That may have been true like some years back, but now simplicity wins. If you just focus on volume at a good rate and reaching the right audience consistently, if you focus on that, you'll eventually be able to dial it back if you want to. Now, that's just a big if, right? Real estate agents who take this serious will not only see a crazy amount of warm leads come their way over the next months or years, but they will have their business have been turned around completely for the better. And you would literally not have to ever do any amount of cold outreach ever again if you treat this how it should be treated. Now, you can't just, dip a toe in and see if it works. No, if you're going to do this, you have to go all out, right? You have to understand that the 1% of real estate agents on social media, they didn't just dip a toe. No, they literally set their foot in that. They set their leg in there to go all out because they understood if this investment is going to be one of the biggest investments I ever have in my life, then I need to treat it as such. You know what I'm saying? Understand your systems, play that to your advantage over anybody else because everybody is doing the same exact thing right now. Everybody just has a toe in. You got to dip your freaking leg in there, like all the way. You got to dip your whole leg in there in order for this to work. And so while everybody else around you is just dipping toes and you're dipping your leg, guess what will happen? The algorithm will see that this guy is all in, that this girl is all in, right? And not only the algorithm, forget that for a second. The people who are watching you, your audience, this is the whole reason why we're doing this. Like, you're not posting on social media to gillygag away, right? What you want out of this is more business. What you want is to build your brand so it is literally future proof and untouchable by anything else that may come about. No, you are doing this to get more business. At least I think you are, right? But if you are, the people who are looking to reach out to you and work with you, they're going to see that through and through. Like, they're going to see that, for one, this person's been giving me everything that I want to see. They've been telling me everything that I want to hear. And because of that, they're my guy, they're my girl, without a question, without a doubt about it. I'm going with them whenever I'm ready. And you never know when people are ready. Some people on social media scrolling are ready today. Others might be ready in months. But as long as you stick to that thing that you're doing, as long as you stick to building your brand, putting out great content, simple content, that will eventually give you in return what you are looking for. And so that's the reason why 1% of realtors will never run out of clients. It's only a small percentage of people that will get this. It's only a smaller percentage of that small percent of people that will actually take action in this investment. And the percentage is much, much larger than you think. I'm talking about way bigger than you may think. And those agents that will forever be a workhorse instead of understanding the concept of putting in and getting out even more at times. The ability to understand your leverage, the ability to understand how much you can get out of something, no matter how little it may seem that you're putting in. That skill, that ability, that knowledge that you may have now, that right there alone will get you ahead of 99% of people. And if you're not even worried about 99% of other people, let's say you aren't, like you really aren't, it will get you ahead of yourself, of your old self, just like that. And I believe the point of all this is to progress. Like, you want to progress no matter where you are, no matter what you're trying to progress in. You just want to progress. And if you understand this concept of leverage, if you understand the concept of investments, and I believe, in my opinion, you're already on your way to the biggest wins of your life. So build your brand, understand that social media is evergreen. If you put in today, you may get out in a few months, but I guarantee you will get out eventually, especially if you put in so much effort, so much work intentionally. It will eventually pay for itself times 10. So that's my spiel for today. Hope you enjoyed.